All right, so now we're going to practice using adjective clauses with phrases of quantity and quality. We're going to change the second sentence into an adjective clause and combine it with the first. So again, remember, you want to place your adjective clause right after the antecedent, which is the noun it modifies. And the noun it modifies can be either subject or object. All right. So the first one has been done for us, and let's take a look. There is a chain of islands in the Caribbean Sea. The most charming of the islands. So we know that this is quantity because the most charming of the islands, of which, right? Because islands is a thing, is Puerto Rico. Now, where do I want to put this adjective clause? I want to make sure that it is placed directly after islands. But what's going to happen here? If I put it directly after the islands, then in the Caribbean Sea, which is a prepositional phrase that is also modifying islands, will be too far apart. All right. So this is the exceptional case where you can actually put it at the end. So let's take a look at the sentence that's being modified. There is a chain of islands in the Caribbean Sea, comma, the most charming of which is Puerto Rico. Okay, so this is where you have to kind of decide for yourself. In the Caribbean Sea, this is a prepositional phrase modifying a chain of islands, which is essential. And you're the most charming of which is Puerto Rico is an adjective clause also modifying a chain of islands, but it is non-essential. So probably you want to put the essential prepositional phrase right after the noun, the islands, right? But sometimes both can be okay, so you have to decide for yourself. All right, let's look at number 2. Puerto Rico attracts thousands of visitors. Most of them, well, we know that most of them, this is quantity. Right, so I'm going to write quantity. So who's most of them? Well, this is talking about most of the visitors. So this is quite simple because this is directly after already. So all I have to do is change most of them to most of whom. So Puerto Rico, I'm going to write PR, attracts thousands of visitors, comma, most of whom come for the sunny weather, blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay. And if we take a look at number 3, Puerto Rico has many historic sites. The most famous of them, so again, the most famous of them, what is the them referring to? It is referring to the historic sites. So we have to use which, right? The most famous of which. Now, since this is directly after, it's very easy as well. Puerto Rico has many historic sites, comma, the most famous of which are in the blah, blah, blah area of the capital city. Okay. And that is pretty much it for using adjective clauses with phrases of quantity and quality.